Hey, good morning. Let's try and do a Saturday, or I don't even know. Like, should we do it all week long or just today? Today is Saturday, and I have the whole day to myself pretty much. Steve is at the club this morning, and then he is going to go to a special race tonight. And so I get to craft all day. Yay! So let's do like maybe I'll film and do like a vlog style, not like a true Flosstube or quilting, maybe like what I'm doing, but then also like tie it into how like I'm gonna be just living my best crafty life. So so here I am, new change of scenery. You haven't seen this room. I'm sitting on our bed. Excuse the walls, they need painted. I've said that since we've moved in, like how many years ago. I want to paint this bedroom. I even have the paint. I have the paint sitting on the floor in the cans in the ensuite bathroom. Like, it just needs to happen, right? Just like cross stitch bags. I need to sew it. Like, I need to like be a princess and not have to like work for a living and just craft. And so let me share with you. Let me turn the camera around. The unmade bed. So the rule at our house is the last one who gets up has to make the bed. And typically that's me on the weekends. Now during the week, I usually, since Steve's retired now, I get up first since he can sleep in a little bit. So I've gotten out of that chore. But like, who has time to make the bed? Like, what's that saying? Like fun people don't clean house. Fun people craft all day. So we're gonna let the bed go. I'm gonna first stop is, unfortunately, I gotta go to the bank because my debit card was compromised. Like, what the heck? So yep, I had to call the bank yesterday. And I didn't know it was compromised. It just didn't work. But nothing was taken out of our account. So that was like so weird. But like, it didn't work when I went to go online to pay a bill yesterday. And so I had to call the bank, and they're like, hey, we think your card's been compromised. Blah, 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 blah. You get all these like zero. It looks like somebody's fishing to see if it's a real account. I was like, ugh, okay. So I got to do that today. I got to go pick up my temporary card. And then I get to go to the thrift store. Hopefully they'll have like some cool vintage crafty things maybe I can find. And then I don't know what else I'm going to do. But I'll bring you along. And if I find anything cool, I'll share it. And then we'll come home and we will get busy with our best sewing, stitching day ever. All right, see you guys later. Bye. Okay, I know I shouldn't, but we're gonna stop at the Golden Arches here in Littlestown and get some breakfast since I did not eat at the house. And then since I'm in Littlestown, they have two little vintage stores. One I've been to and one I haven't. And since I'm here, maybe we should just stop and see what they have. And then I will, from here, cross over to Hanover and end up on the south side of town and hit a thrift store that I don't normally hit because I don't go to the south side very often. And then, since I'm there, let's stop at the quilt store. I have a Shop Hop magazine to pick up, and we'll see what else they have that might be of interest to us. So, just waiting my turn here. And I think I'm gonna get, what am I gonna get today? Probably an Egg McMuffin. That's usually what I get. Egg McMuffin, no cheese. All right, off we go on our little adventure today. Our crafting treasure hunt adventure. Okay, look how happy I am. I got my little bag of goodness. So let's start our day. Okay, step one done. Got the got the debit card at the bank. Also kept a little cash just in case the new temporary debit card doesn't work, because we don't want my thrifting day ruined, do we? No, no bueno. So check, done. Got the card. Woohoo! Got a little card. And let's see what the thrift stores have in stock for some goodies today. All right, let's go. Okay, stop one. This is the one I haven't been to. It looks super cute. Let's go check it out. So the store is called Ma's General Store. It's a cute little store that kind of focuses on primitive decor. So here's like a vintage seed packet holder. I love this so much. It's not for sale. Not sure what I would do with it. I mean, it would look cute, of course, displaying seed packets, but would it look cute with a bunch of small pillows in it too, cross-stitch pillows? I love the buckets for storing stuff. They did have a handful of vintage quilts. That top one was sea sucker, some pieced ones. All very nice, very nice. I thought this was cool too, like some overpriced pillows. You know, just very primitive, $30. Yeah, I don't think so. But I mean, adorable. I mean, yes, for a feed sack one with some writing on it, sure, but a lot of them were just plain. Now this was to die for. The thread spool container, of course, not for sale. But this did catch my eye. They had, oops, I guess not. So I was going to tell you about the vintage fabric next to the thread spool, but I did buy some of the vintage fabric, so I guess I'll talk about that later. And here's some red, white, and blue things they had. Okay, so there were some highlights from the first store that I stopped at. I did get a couple things. I'll share those on my next Flosstube video, or maybe, depending when I get the rest of the day, maybe I'll put it at the end of this video, like, oops, my hair's kind of weird. What I picked up, but I picked up like a drawer, or that reminds me of like a sewing, like a vintage sewing box drawer, but I don't think it is. I think it's like somebody made it to look like that, but it's super cute, and I thought that would be great to hold small pillows. And then I got two strips of homespun, and then two 1930s fabric. I'm pretty sure they're authentic fabric. I'll let you be the judge when you see them, but from the feel of them and the look of them, I'm pretty sure they're authentic. So I'm at stop number 2 here in Littlestown. Let me pan the camera over. Oh, let's see. Okay, here's number 2 stop, Busy Bee. I've been here before. They should have some goodies, so let's go check it out. They have a lot of Pyrex here, but I won't buy any because I don't collect it anymore. I sold a lot of my collection, but I still love Pyrex so much. I have a few pieces, but our house is small and there's nowhere to display it. So let's head in and see what goodies they have. When you first walk in, they have some license plates nailed to the floor, which I love. They had some vintage linens. They had this really cool cookie tin or muffin tin that would be great for a sewing box. Some aprons, and oh my, one of the booths had so many jars of buttons. And they really weren't crazy expensive. I think they were like $9. They had this adorable vintage embroidery cross stitch. You know, oh, and I threw in some more buttons. I must have loved the buttons. And then this, I want one of these. I didn't get it, but I want one of these vintage ladies to make a pin keep out of. I think that would be adorable. I like the yo-yo quilt. And then I think there was just some more linens. Holy cow, Batman. 0 stars for that place in the summer. It had some cool stuff, and I did buy a couple small things, but there's no central air. 0. And there's stuff on the second floor. So I went up to the second floor to shop. It's not even that hot here today. Like the heat wave finally broke, but look, I'm like all glistening. I'm dying. So let's go to Hanover to the 2 thrift stores, which are 1, Central Air, 2, in my price range. So let's go. Let's get those shopped. Let's treasure hunt, and then we'll head home and start sewing. See you soon. Bye. I thought you'd find that funny. Okay, we're at the Bernina shop next. I forgot that would be before I got to the first thrift store. So we're at Bernina. So let's go check out what fabric they have, pick up my shop hop book, and just see what's going on. So the Bernina shop they're carrying more fabric. They have Lori Holt, they have Tilda, they have some other Riley Blakes, Kona. I did get some Lori Holt fabric that's on the cutting table here. They do offer a lot of classes. I would love to take this Crazy Quilt by Machine tote bag class, but it's during the week. A lot of their classes are. Here's some more things they offer. So it's kind of hard to get out for a class. A successful trip into Danner's. I got my shop hop book, and I got 3 Lori Holt fabrics, and then I got this little thingy merbobber. So onward and upwards to the next stop. Okay, this next stop is the community aid store on the south side of town. So it's kind of like a hot mess, but they do have a lot of craft supplies. And if you don't mind digging, you can find some goodies. I did find a package of Aida fabric that came home with me because you can always dye it. I decided to drive to the other side of town and first hit the car wash before my next stop. Car washed because it has been looking rough. I'm in town. Gonna do it. So when did getting a car wash become like a club scene with all these lights and the cost of taking a small trip? But whatever, it's important. At least that's what Steve says, to keep the paint looking nice. So a car wash it is for the little Buick. And then it's the final thrift store, and then I can go home, eat a little lunch, and turn on the sewing machine. So they had this cute buttonhole vintage Singer that did not come home with me. They also had this awesome Save the Stitches that also did not come home. A ship with a clock, so cute. And then I saw this wall hanging quilt, and I won't lie, it was in my cart at one time, and then I put it back. Here's my cart. I kind of restrained myself. Look at this cool bulletin board I got. Here's an image of it hanging up with all my like print out inspiration items that I love. Oh, so cute, so cute. So what do you think? It's not sewing related, but it makes a cute summer hat, and I think the price tag just adds to the charm. Maybe I should just leave the price tag on. And then I got this for Lilith. She calls purses backpacks. And look at the little puppy dog purse. She is going to flip out. She's going to love it so much. She's going to be like, Grandma, it's my favorite. Because that's what she says every time I give her something. So it'll be so cute. Anyway, guys, it is getting hot here in Pennsylvania. With my Texas girl hat on. I'm going to head home, enjoy the central air, and enjoy my hobbies. Yeehaw! Yeehaw! Woo! See you guys later. Bye. Living when you get behind a tractor on a major throughway. We're just poking along. Poking along, 116 West, heading home. I hope we're not behind this tractor for many miles. Oh, he's turning! Yay! Oh, and just to be totally transparent, I did stop at Chick-fil-A on my way home, and I did not make lunch at home because I was all tired and tuckered out. But I did get to sew a little bit. I finished up the binding on my Star of Wonder quilt, but that was it. it thunderstormed, and so Steve stayed home from the races, so I just hung out with him and sat in my Stitchy chair and cross-stitched the rest of the evening. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I had a lot of fun today, and I hope you had fun riding along with me. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a happy 4th of July. Here's a picture of Steve and I up at the Eisenhower farm this week. Again, thanks for watching. I'll see you next week for a regular Flosstube. And please, if you'd like and subscribe to my channel.